Zach Gelb. You can hear him every weeknight on CBS Sports Radio nationally. And just 1 week in the NFL, we already have a ton to cover. Gelb was on the air, Crowder, when the Aaron Rodgers injury happened. And I was telling you, so I had not been invested. I had money on the Jets, and then I even live bet the Jets when he went down. I took him plus 9.5. But I was invested in the game not because I had money on it. I was invested in Monday night because we had watched Hard Knocks. Obviously, we've all watched Aaron Rodgers for years. And then he goes down. It didn't look so bad, but then when he was just sitting there, you kind of knew that he knew. What was your live reaction, Gelb, as you're watching this transpire?
So it's so interesting because I do the 8-hour studio show during all the games where you're just going kind of rapid fire as if it's red zone. So I'm used to reacting to these moments on the air, but when it's one isolated game and all your focus is on it, I equate it to just being in your basement yelling at the screen and you can't believe what you're just seeing. And it was almost kind of Kobe White-like at the draft from years ago, the NBA player, where it was like, wow, that's crazy, bro, because you couldn't even write that script. And it was so deflating with how much we've talked about Rodgers in the offseason and how the Jets were going to be this force, the emotional scene being in New York, 9/11, he runs out with the American flag, and then 4 plays in, you knew, even though it wasn't official yet, that he was going to be done for the season. We had Dr. David Chow on the sports doc, the pro football doc, on like 15 minutes after it happened, and he goes, not an ankle, it's an Achilles, and it was one of those oh crap moments.
But you're watching without sound because you're doing your radio show. So do you understand the gravity of it, or are you kind of like?
I think throughout the night you did. When it was when the cart came out. And we were on the air because I go, he's going inside the medical tent. Let's see what happened. And then once that cart goes out, my update anchor, Rich Ackerman, who's been doing radio for years, goes, cart. And the moment he said that, I was like, the cart's out. Oh, my God. I can't believe what I just saw.
And Gelb, what do the Jets do? There's different camps on this, I guess, and I'm on one side. But you cannot waste, and I'm saying it, waste this roster of the Jets and let Zach Wilson take over. Is it Colt McCoy? Is it Carson Wentz? Do they trade for Matt Stafford or something? They have to do something to utilize the roster they put together.
So I would understand why you would say that, but then I keep on saying, what's the realistic option that they're going to be able to get, which they could afford, give up the picks to, and then also get the quarterback up to speed with the playbook. I think for now, in the next 3-4 weeks, they have no choice but to go to Zach Wilson. But you need to bring in somebody else because we all know it, that the Jets locker room does not believe in Zach Wilson. And we'll find out a lot about Zach Wilson and also Nathaniel Hackett, who both were embarrassments last year. And now their backs are up against the wall. And I want to see how hungry they're going to be in response to this. But let's just look at it. Like, the Jets were wearing Mike White t-shirts last year after Zach Wilson took no accountability for that game up against the Patriots. So the plan for now is Zach Wilson, and I kind of feel as if it's going to be week to week. But I don't know who the guy is out there. I went through about 15 options. I don't think it's a realistic name that really makes me say ooh and ah.
What about our QB1, who was better than Aaron Rodgers even when he's healthy?
Tua Tagovailoa.
How dare you, Gelb? No, Tua Tagovailoa.
To hold down, stand down. Please don't come after me.
He had a week 1 for the ages. You have to look at that team and his performance specifically and say, wow, if you slept on these guys during the offseason or the preseason, wake up.
You know what? Let's all give ourselves a round of applause because I remember coming on with you guys in the offseason.
I'll do that. I don't even know what it's for, but when they do everybody clap your hands, I do that. So listen, somebody says give me a round of applause. Come on, Solana.
Put on Macarena. He'll start dancing.
I'll do the Macarena.
You're kind of like my niece every morning when I FaceTime with her and she's won and we're like, clap hands. Come on, clap hands. That's what you are right now.
I'm in again.
But we all said it before the season started. I know Crowder said it. I said it. This team's going to win the AFC East this year as long as the quarterback stays healthy. And I know that there's going to be some Dolphins fans that are going to say, why is this another national pundit that keeps on having to bring up the health of Tua Tagovailoa? Because it is an important story. But if they are healthy with that quarterback, with Tyreek Hill, with Jalen Waddle, and enough names on defense, that's only going to get better throughout the season, assuming Jalen Ramsey comes back in December. This is the best team in the AFC East. And look at last year. They beat Buffalo and Miami, then played a tough, close game with Tua, and they lost to Buffalo by a few points, had a lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't find a way to get the job done. And then in the playoff game with Skylar Thompson, of all people, they almost went into Buffalo and beat them. So if Tua's healthy, they're winning this division this year. Josh Allen, too many turnovers, even though I like him as a quarterback. Rodgers now hurt. They won't win the AFC East. And even though I'm a Patriot fan, they don't have an offense in 2023 that's going to be able to win enough games in the AFC East to win the division.
And speaking of just the AFC, because AFC East, I'm with you. And Josh Allen, I really think Brian Daboll not being there, Josh Allen's taking a step back with this new offense, because we're seeing him. He's almost trying too hard. I don't know if him and Stephon Diggs' relationship is there, but just the AFC, I'm not writing off the Chiefs. Kelsey was there. They would have won that game with the Lions by 20. But just the AFC, they already knocked off the Chargers. AFC's not that strong. Broncos couldn't score any damn points. Like, when you look around the AFC, bigger picture, I think the Dolphins are for sure a top 3 team in the AFC, maybe number 2 behind the Chiefs.
So I'm going to do my NFL power rankings coming up later today. I'll tip them off. It's not going to be preview. It's not going to be something where I go, I'm going on a radio show, so you have to tune into my show for me to give you the opinion. I'm putting them right now as the 3rd best team in football, the Miami Dolphins. I had the San Francisco 49ers won. A tip of the cap to the Eagles for what they did, but the Bengals lost week 1. The Chiefs lost week 1. I'm not writing off those teams clearly, because right now, if you want to say, who do I have going to the Super Bowl this year, it's a toss-up between the Chiefs and the Bengals. But that 3rd spot is really up for grabs when we look at trying to go be the AFC champion this year. And after 1 week, I don't get if you tell me that it's going to be Kansas City and also the Bengals. You don't want to move off of them. Right now, that 3rd best team in the AFC, if you had to kind of say who's going to be fighting for that position, the leader in the clubhouse after week 1 of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it's a good pick by you. Joe Burrow gets the most money in the history of the NFL, throws 84 yards. I like that pick by you there, Gelb.
Let's be real. Sure. You would still rather have Joe Burrow over Tua Tagovailoa if the tank actually worked for the Dolphins.
I don't think so.
I don't want to answer. I don't want to answer.
I don't think so. Tua's got that fire in him.
Channing, because you know the answer would be Joe Burrow? You know, if you were on Inside the NFL, you would be saying Joe Burrow, but the
no, he would not.
Radio host
Absolutely
is,
not.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Half a dozen, 6. What is the saying?
6 to 1, half a dozen to another.
There you go.
Half a dozen, 6. Either way.
and you know what, Gelb? I applaud you for being high on the Dolphins. This entire offseason, every time you came on with us, you liked the Dolphins, you loved the moves, but let's be real. I remember word for word what you said last week when you picked the Dolphins to win the AFC East, and it wasn't because you believed that Tua was going to stay healthy. It wasn't because you loved all the roster additions that they made. It was simply because you said, well, everybody's picking the Bills and the Jets, so guess what? I'm going to go with the Dolphins. And you know just as well as all of us that the defense didn't look great after adding Vic Fangio, and I think that's a big concern, especially going up against a pretty good team that can run the ball, your Patriots. So don't come on here all high and mighty.
What's the question? What do you just want to berate this guy for 12 minutes on the radio? I thought you had a question to ask.
You know how big Zach is, right, Solana?
Well, here's the thing. It's been like 6 months since I've been coming on your show. It's about time Solana has a spine after the beatdown that I put down on him for the last 6 months. So, Solana, you got to bring a little bit more to this fight than that weak-ass crap that you just threw at me.
I mean, Hawk's clapping for you. You have him doing the damn Macarena, and all you did was pander to Dolphins fans. What the hell's going on here?
I'm just giving you my prediction the way that I see it. If you want to interpret it another way, that's on your ass.
He is so big, Solana. He will make you look like that Mexican UFO carcass that they trotted out today.
I'll be like Messi up against the rest of that Major League Soccer crowd.
There goes Solana.
There's Solana next to Zach Gelb.
That's scary. That's really scary. I've seen roadkill that looks better than that, if I'm being honest.
That's funny. How do you think the Dolphins-Patriots game plays out on Sunday night?
I'm picking against my team for the second week in a row. The spread concerns me because it's 2.5 points, and the Dolphins should be on paper better than 2.5 points up against the Patriots. Maybe that's Vegas trying to hype up the Patriots a little bit after a good close effort up against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think the Dolphins are winning the game again, and I think they're going to win it by a touchdown.
But won't Belichick, like you always said, the Belichick way, he's going to limit what you do well and make you do what make you do what you don't do well and then stop what you do. You don't think Belichick is going to figure this thing out in a week? Because now this offense is on paper, Zach. Now this offense got video. It has 80 plays of video.
So here's the thing. I look at the Patriot roster. It's clearly not a better roster than the Dolphins. But Belichick, who's in charge of the roster, always finds a way to keep it close with life after Tom Brady. Like, they've never been flat out embarrassing. But for me, when I go through a 60-minute game here, there could be a time where it looks like the Dolphins are going to lose or the Dolphins are having a hangover from week 1 to week 2. But throughout the duration of 60 minutes, look at the Dolphins' offense. They have talent. This is what I want the Patriots to do, because I don't know if Mac Jones can be a great quarterback. I think he could be a good quarterback, but they're not putting him in a position to succeed. So last year, they had the two dopes running the offense in Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, who should be nowhere near the offensive side of the ball. So this offseason, I wanted them to go get a legit offensive coordinator. They did that. I also said go get a number one weapon. They don't have a number one weapon where you look at Tua, he's got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. The Patriots have a good but not great defense, and I just think that speed's going to be too overwhelming throughout the whole game.
There is something odd about that line. I'm with you as well. If you were setting the line, having watched what we watched in week 1, if you were setting the line for Sunday night, how would you have set the line?
I would probably go 5.5 or
That's
6
where
points.
I was. I thought
the
Dolphins
Dolphins.
-5 would have been. And so then when I see it come out and it's 2.5 and it hasn't moved, I'm like, man, because I want to hammer the Dolphins. And
Let me remind you,
something's
though.
telling me not to.
If I had to make the argument why you should hammer the Dolphins, last week, and I fell for it, everyone in America said Steelers +2.5, Steelers +2.5, and the 49ers destroyed them. And trust me, there's no one in the world that wanted the 49ers to lose, and I can't stand the Steelers more than me with all that crap that the 49ers fans sent me all throughout the offseason after the Debo stuff, which I did enjoy some of it. But that game was a blowout, so credit the 49ers. That was one that Vegas got a lot of people because they're like, 2.5 points, it's fishy. Sometimes the line looks fishy, but it doesn't end up being so.
But even the Patriots, could it just be because they played the Eagles close that the line's not moving? Like, people are somewhat believing in New England, because I wouldn't say they played great. I thought it was more the Eagles kind of just shooting themselves in the foot early in the game.
Mac Jones threw 3 touchdown passes. It was sloppy to start. It was 16-0. That defense is good. I think Christian Gonzalez, I said this before the year, is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now he has a real tough task with the receivers on Miami coming up. Maybe you want to go Mike Gesicki anytime touchdown, do a little gritty up against his old team. That would be fun, but you're probably right. The spread is as close as it is just because the Patriots, in theory, had a good showing, but that's moral victory crap that I just can't stand.
I think Gelb and Crowder are doing the same thing with the Patriots, where they keep saying, Bill Belichick will figure it out and he'll keep it close. Like, that's been a narrative for so long, and he happened to have Tom Brady that made that kind of narrative
but he's done
so
it without
easy.
Brady.
But Huck, he gets
grace. That roster's a bad roster, and they've never been.
All I'm saying,
5 or 6 wins.
that's all I'm saying is the Dolphins outclassed this team on paper, and they did week 1 as well.
100%.
But on paper, the Dolphins outclassed that team. When he said there's not a playmaker there, there's not like a breakout star. I mean, they've got Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki, who are
don't forget about Juju Smith-Schuster, the TikTok star of Juju.
This Dolphins team, Crowder, just outclasses that Patriots team at every position.
I will never bet against my team, like putting money on them. Like, on the air, I will pick the Dolphins -2.5. But if I were to place money on this game this week, without a doubt, I would follow your lead, Hawk, which would be hammering the Dolphins, which means the Patriots are going to win the game by field goal. So It's going to be wonderful next week.
But that's the thing. I'm not saying they're going to go out there and score 40 on the Dolphins, and that. I don't think they get to 34 or whatever the hell the Chargers had. I'm just saying that Belichick is not going to let Tyreek Hill run down the field and be wide the hell open and get Tyreek won't have 215 damn yards on a Belichick defense. I still believe in Bill Belichick. We laughed at Josh Appel earlier in the week when he was like, Belichick's overrated. Belichick is a very good
Who was
coach.
the moron that said that?
One of the best, Josh Appel.
Josh Appel, friend of the program.
Sorry,
He's the,
Marlins
Marlins
announcer.
public address announcer.
Gotcha.
He does
Does
NFL
he do
play-by-play
football?
for
Oh, he
Sports
does.
USA.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But no, I just don't think I know that Belichick, everybody talks about that Wildcat year in 08. When we played the Patriots the second time, the Wildcat didn't do a damn thing because Belichick figured it out. Belichick is going to figure out a way to slow down this offense.
And I will point back to that great AFC Championship game when Tyreek was on the Chiefs, when it was Patriots and Chiefs, where the Brady-led Patriots won in overtime. You couldn't even see Devin McCourty on. I know he's no longer there. He's on Sunday Night Football now on your TV screen because he was just running backwards to cover Tyreek Hill, and they did a bang-up job against Tyreek Hill.
What was your take again on Josh Appel?
Wonderful guy. Love him. Friend of the show. I'll be like Solana. I'll say something, and then I'll revert back and then come crawling back like a scared puppy dog.
Don't take the Solana approach. It doesn't work.
Do you know Zach Gelb from CBS Sports Radio Network is with us? Do you know? I don't know. I haven't mentioned this to Crowder or Solana. Did you see Zach? I have a feeling that he is going to be. I think he's going to have an opinion on this the way that I do. Do you know McDonald's is phasing out their self-serve drink machines?
Okay, so two things. One, I don't go to McDonald's, but I do have a friend whenever we go on a road trip to like maybe let's say go to a Patriot game. He will stop at every McDonald's with his cup, and then he will just drive in and not pay any additional money and just fill up his soda over and over and over and over again. So I have to share that information with him.
This
and
is
maybe
Jody McDonald.
No, it's not Jody McDonald. It's Sugar Ray Martell, the legendary producer. So maybe Ray Martell, he probably knows about this, but if he doesn't and I tell him this news, he's going to be devastated. You just ruined a very nice family man's day, Mark Hochman.
But the only reason I bring it up is pretty much, one major place kind of sets the market for the rest. If McDonald's does away with the self-service drink areas, all the rest are going to follow. It sounds like it's Martell's fault because you got guys like that jackass, as long as he didn't take a shot at Appel. Got guys like that jackass that are ripping off soda.
Hey, Martell is a friend of the show. Be nice.
McDonald's. What I mean, I'm imagining a guy your size. You enjoy the free refills at your own leisure, not having to get in line.
I'm not a soda guy. I'm a
What is
seltzer
going
guy.
on here?
The only time that I drink soda is if it's with a little alcohol, and let's say a Friday or Saturday night. I do not drink soda. I eat very healthy.
Well, you can't hang out with me and Appel.
Seltzer hog.
Well, no. Trust me. I could eat like a fat pig from time to time. But during the week, Monday through Friday,
Wow.
I try to eat healthy. You know what? You know what I am? I'm like Superman right now, and someone just like tugged in my cape a little bit. I even hear what Solana says.
So Hawk, when I go vegetarian, when I intermittent fast, when I juice, you give me hell. But Zach just says, he's a healthy eater. He likes seltzer water. You let it go.
I saw the guy down a glizzy in 2.5 seconds and continue with a hot take.
And I was taking my time.
Plenty of guys who talk
and
about
also,
how healthy they are. And listen,
I don't want to get canceled here.
Yeah.
But Crowder, you could have a steak here and there. It's not going to kill you.
No, I'm just saying, my guess is if we open up Gelb's refrigerator, you're not going to see the inside of Whole Foods Market.
Okay? I'll tell you what's in there right now: carrots, hummus, strawberries, blueberries, spinach, and a whole lot of chicken. That's what's in the fridge right now.
Yeah, Jack, that's a good diet.
You buying that, Solana?
I am buying that.
I go elliptical hour a day. I'm on that elliptical.
That
Sometimes
I'm not
I
buying.
go to 90 minutes. Oh, that's the
That
dumbest thing you could say. I will send you a picture of my calf. I go an hour a day, Monday through Friday. I'm telling you.
The elliptical doesn't even hit your calves. The elliptical doesn't hit your calves.
Well, you know what? Before I started doing this, my calves didn't look like the way that they do now. They're jacked. They look like Crowder's biceps, all right?
Like a 45-year-old soccer mom dropping their kids off at soccer practice and going
All
to
right.
the elliptical
Yeah,
for an hour
You know
while
what?
you're listening to the Oprah Winfrey podcast. Like, what are you doing
At
the
my
gym?
recent physical, they
Lift the
checked out my
damn
heart.
dumbbell, bro.
I lift enough dumbbells. Relax. When I went to get my physical, they said you have the heart rate of a a long distance runner. That's what they said. So,
You wear hokas?
a what?
A hoka.
What is that?
The shoes.
That's the shoes for people on ellipticals.
Oh no, I just wear my regular workout shoes and shorts and a t-shirt and sweat my big Jewish ass off.
Oh, he's an ASICS guy, Crowder. ASICS for sure.
What should he be doing, Solana? What, instead of an hour on the elliptical, what should he be doing?
This morning, Gelb, I went to the gym. I squatted like a man. I put some iron on my damn back.
And you'll have back problems in a month.
And
Wait,
then
he's
I played pickleball
his
for
gums
2
have
hours.
already failed him and his
Yeah.
ACL. So
Next time you go
there-
pick up your girlfriend, you'll be like, "Uh-oh, honey, my back hurts a little bit because you were squatting too much weight. Please, that's going to be a problem." Chiropractor
I'm not certain
sponsorship
he's squatting
coming.
too much weight. I mean,
Yeah.
He's
aren't
not.
you're doing weight training? I thought you were playing pickleball in the morning.
I lift, and then I play
ASICS
pickleball.
jokes, by the way.
Yeah.
ASICS jokes at our guest here. You played 3 hours of pickleball yesterday.
Thank you, Hawk. That's why you're my
Yeah.
man.
And you know who, I said this yesterday, you know who's playing against? Moishe Goldberg at the
And you know what?
JCC in Kendall.
Moishe Goldberg probably kicks his ass if we're being honest.
Yeah, Moishe is running him off that court, man.
Also, I know this may be a little bit premature, but I think we're going to have like a great relationship at the end of this football season. All I'm saying is Pat McAfee hooks up all of his friends and gets them on all their shows. When is Crowder giving the three of us an invite to Inside the NFL and getting us on for the common folk?
Let me tell you about this hierarchy of what goes on there.
Crowder barely gets a word in on Inside the NFL.
Well, if I was doing a show with Chad Ochocinco, I wouldn't get a word in either.
They should.
Can
They
Jake
shush
Cutler
me.
say something? Can he speak when he's on the show?
Well, they shush me in my IFB. I don't know if they're shushing him, but yeah. I got 18 seconds. I got to get it off.
They get in your ear and they go, "Hey, Crowder, stop talking." Shh. That's what they do?
At least they're giving you actual direction. The only time Solana's ever talked to me in my headphones, he said, "Hollandaise sauce." I don't even want to go through the segment.
I don't think he gets the producer side.
Dude has never
Hollandaise sauce.
Dude has never, ever tried to help me out during a broadcast. The one time he does, I don't know why he didn't take the line for himself. The one time he does, this is what I hear in my headphones. Hollandaise sauce. What are you doing?
I will say last week I did thoroughly enjoy sitting here seeing Crowder fumble through about 900 papers trying to find the read, and the music was playing for about 45 seconds. I enjoyed that greatly last week.
I'm not very good at my job, Gelb. I'll tell you that much.
Look how he's trying to do the show, though. You see, there's a lot of people around him. They're setting up the Pivot podcast right now.
I give him
This
credit.
is the best part. I'm going to send you the screenshot. He sent me and Solana a text in the 3:00 hour, which is a picture of Fred Taylor sleeping at Crowder's feet under a tablecloth because Crowder's in a little ballroom there.
Hey, Fred,
And
wake up. Let's go.
Yeah, I did that in the 3:00 hour.
Stop snoring.
Dude's taking a nap while Crowder's trying to do the show at his feet under a tablecloth.
It is impressive because I would not be able to concentrate if I was chanting Crowder right now. But he's locked into this conversation with, 15, 20. Is that Ryan Clark behind you too?
That is Ryan Clark behind me.
He's too big time for us. Oh, there we go. That was Ryan basically saying, "Guys, don't talk to me again. I'm busy. I don't want to talk to you three."
Ask
schmucks."
Ryan what the social media feedback on his outfit was last night.
They said, did you get any pushback on your outfit on Inside the NFL?
No, because I'm clean all the time, so it's whatever.
He's delusional, so he's not going to give us a real answer.
Tell Ryan I appreciate his great Steelers defense. All the times they laid the bed up against the Patriots, crap the bed.
Tell Hawk I'm going to
There
get
you
him
go.
one made.
Hey, Hawk, he said he's going to get you one made.
I
Send
wouldn't
him
know
your
what
measurements.
I wouldn't know what to do with that thing. I spent the entire hour just trying to figure out how it was constructed. I couldn't
You would
figure
be
it out.
confused. You would be definitely confused.
I know what you should do. Go to Meisner Park and walk a little bit and see what happens. you might get some phone numbers or something.
Or they might lock me up as a Klingon from Star Trek.
You'd be customer number 1 at our favorite strip club, of course.
All right, Zach Gelb, he's going to join us every Wednesday on this show during football season. You can hear him every weeknight on the CBS Sports Radio Network. You can listen to him all day Sunday, too, on CBS Sports Radio Network. He takes you through all
I
the
do
games.
the elliptical while I'm doing that, by the way, too, for all 8 hours.
I mean, Solana's just writing down material to bring back at you next week.
Don't worry.
I see his head working.
I go on the elliptical for an hour, look at my calves. Like, who are you?
You know what? Luis Arise has a really good batting average. Solana dreams to have a batting average like that because he's batting like 180 so far.
All right, there we go. Zach Gelb will thank you, Zach. We appreciate it.
You got it.